Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rory. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a second to thank everybody that has been commenting on my videos. I really appreciate the support as I get ready for my surgery. Just hearing and seeing all the kind words from people is really helpful, and is really helping me stay motivated and just want to succeed. So I really appreciate that. Continue to comment. I read everybody's comment. I try to reply to everybody. I really appreciate it. So we'll get right to it. So before we get started with the video, as you can see the title, just quick stats about me. My highest recorded weight was back on October 9th, 2015, and I was 486 pounds. That's the highest recorded. I don't know if I was higher at any point or not, but that's the highest that I know of. My last weigh-in was October 19th with my doctor, and I weighed in at 428. So that's a total loss of 58, before the surgery. So right now I'm currently at 428. So that's out of the way. So I just wanted to make a video that it's not easy for me to make, but it's something that I need to make, because as I continue to grow and get comfortable with things that I used to try to avoid talking about, I think making this video not only will help me understand how far I've come, but hopefully it can help other people that that are going through the same thing and that had the same fears and things that I do. It will help them, not feel like they're alone, and not feel like it's only them, that feel a certain way. So as you can see from the title, these are 9 hard truths about being morbidly obese. So we'll get straight to it. So sorry if I keep looking to the side. I have my computer there with some notes. That way I make sure I remember everything. So the first one out of the 9 that I wanted to list was not feeling comfortable going to the beach or going to the pool, on a hot day, 100 degrees outside, and you're just sitting around just because you don't feel comfortable getting into the pool or into the beach, just because you don't want to be judged. You feel uncomfortable. So that's one thing that I've struggled with. As the weight continued as I continue to gain weight, I felt less and less comfortable doing things like that. Number 2 is having to ask for regular tables when I go to a restaurant, just because 9 out of 10 times I won't fit in the booth. So it could get a little bit embarrassing, but it's hard truths. It's things that I've gone through, and that's in the back of my mind. So that's the number 2, just having to ask for regular tables just so I can feel comfortable at the restaurant. Number 3, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, but just the fear of not fitting in an airplane seat, having to buy 2 seats just so you can feel comfortable. This was a fear of mine that I had to overcome back on December of last year, when I went to Mexico. The whole time I was excited to go to Mexico, but I was in fear that I wouldn't fit in the seat. Me being at that time, I was, I think, like 470. I had lost some weight. I was very uncomfortable with the whole process. But thank God I got in. I fit fine. So that got out of the way. But that was one of the biggest fears that even kept me from traveling for a lot of years, just because I always had that in the back of my mind. Number 4, avoiding new environment because of my size. So meaning actually avoiding new environments for the fear of being judged. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things that I do is I like to pre-plan where I'm going, how's the environment. Like I start putting in my mind how I'm going to feel comfortable, what I'm going to do beforehand to be comfortable in that environment. So that's always in the back of my mind every time I'm presented with a new situation, or I got to do something out of the norm. That's always in the back of my mind of how I'm going to, try to fit in and not be singled out. Number five. Number five actually goes back to number four, avoiding new environments. But number five, just being singled out because of my size. And it kind of goes hand in hand just because, it doesn't feel good, just people having to make special requests just for you to fit in or be comfortable. So it's a pain in the ass, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Just not that feeling of being singled out just because maybe there's this plastic chairs and you don't fit on those plastic chairs or whatever it is. But just that feeling of being singled out really sucks. Number six, fitting comfortably in a vehicle. That's just comes with being big. A lot of the vehicles these days are not designed to hold people that are 450 plus, almost 500 pounds. So fitting comfortably could be very challenging at times. So that's one of those things that's always in the back of my mind. It's one of the things that I always offer to drive, just because I don't want to be in the passenger or somebody else's car just because I have never been in that car, or maybe I don't feel comfortable in that car. But yeah, that's why most of the times I offer to drive, just because at least in my car I know I fit fine and everything is good. So number seven, avoiding events because of my clothing. So like if I get invited to go clubbing, but it's you have to go formal. It's hard to find formal clothes for my size. I usually wear 6X. So finding, nice button-up shirts and nice khakis and stuff like that is not the easiest thing. It's already hard enough just finding regular clothes. So just finding those fancy clothes to go to different events, whether it's a wedding or clubbing or whatever it is, that could be challenging. And that's something that has been very challenging for me over the years, because I'm outgoing, but I'm very limited just because I don't have a lot of like fancy clothes. I have just a lot of t-shirts, jeans, and stuff like that, but just not a lot of fancy clothes. Number eight, avoiding doing activities with the kids just because I can't keep up with them, or I can't be standing for too long. Maybe my feet start hurting, or I can't be chasing them around because I get tired. And that's one of the things for me, besides my health, that has made me come to the decision that I've come to, and seeking help and getting the surgery, is, so I'll be able to keep up with my kids. They're very active. They love playing. They love riding bikes. They just love being outside. So I want to be part of that life. I don't want them to see me as, the dad that was always inside, watching movies, playing video games or whatever. I want to be out there more active with them. And that was one of the main reasons why I made this decision to change things from what I've been doing in the past. And last but not least, number 9, feeling stuck in my career because I don't feel comfortable, going out and meeting new clients and stuff like that. If you guys have seen my last video, I do marketing. I do online marketing. So, web design, SEO, things like that. So meeting new clients, it could be a little bit challenging just because you don't know, you most of the times you meet clients over the internet. So when you go to meet them, it could be a little bit challenging because you might not be what they were expecting. So that's always something that's in the back of my mind, and I feel like it has held me back from, expanding my career and expanding to different areas. But that's why I'm doing something now to change that and not feel limited. Sorry, I ran out of time. I have to do it in two sections. So yeah, so like I was saying, number 9, just you know, the lack of confidence on and meeting new clients and things like that. And that's another big one for me that that I think, you know, once I start losing the weight and feeling more comfortable and more confident, would definitely help me expand what I'm doing now. So yeah, those are the 9, you know, the 9 hard truths, you know, for me, that I struggle with, you know, with my weight and my size and things like that. You know, other than that, I just wanted to, you know, just to make this video, you know, just for myself to see, you know, how much I've grown and feeling comfortable, getting out of my comfort zone, which is something that I struggle in doing. You know, I'm always I'm the type of guy I like doing the same thing. You know, if it doesn't get my attention, I'll avoid it. So you know, those are the 9 things that I wanted to share with you guys. But it's 9 things that I can't wait to change. You know what I mean? This is things that is going to have such an impact in my life. You know, although, you know, these things are little things for other people, but for me, these are things that really affected my day-to-day or you know, whatever you might call it. But other than that, let me know what you thought. If you guys have any hard truths that you would like to share, please leave them in the comment. Feel free to subscribe. As I'm getting closer to my surgery, I will be making more videos in regards to the surgery. This video was just more about me sharing some of the things that had affected me in the past. So, but feel free to subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. Thumbs up if you like. And just thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Bye.